All right. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you all. I pray that you all had a wonderful weekend, a successful weekend, a relaxing weekend, an eventful adventure weekend. However, your weekend might have been, I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. It appears, especially for us in the Midwest, it appears we kind of enjoyed our last warm, nice days in the 70s and 80s. Our weather has completely shifted real quick, real fast. We are in the low 60s. So I hope you all enjoy your weekend. But yes, happy Monday. It is a good day. It is a great day. And thank you to all of you who have tuned in to the LifeWire's Lifeline event on Saturday. This past Saturday, as we discussed and as we talked about reflection and as we talked about acceptance, and we had such a wonderful time. We had such a wonderful a group of individuals. Of course, I had my LifeWire team, my purpose coaches with me. I definitely appreciate them and everybody else who worked behind the scenes, the production team, the camera crew, the video team, my other team members who were providing thoughts and ideas and the structure and administration side of it. I definitely appreciate them also. And of course, to our special guests, we had such a wonderful time and great insight. And we were given a full course meal from both of our guests, Mr. Vernon Brooks and Pastor Asia Hatley Smith. Oh, they were phenomenal, man. They were really, really phenomenal. They gave us a lot. But if you missed it, it's no worries. It's okay. You can catch the live and the replay. If you go to the Refresh Global page under the LifeWire, you will be able to see it. You'll be able to have access to it. Also, the Psalmist Rain and the Refresh team, because we did it live on Facebook. You're able to get it on there as well as YouTube. So there are multiple ways where you have access to the event, as well as all of our other previous engagements and events and our Life for Our Lifelines, what we do on every Monday. You're able to access that on our various social pages. And so today we're just going to do a quick little recap as we're coming towards the end of September. Every month we kind of start a new topic. We engage in something different. So next month we will be focusing on balancing. Yes, on balancing. We want to support and help you all in how to balance your physical being, your emotional being, your mental state, with family, with adjustments, and how to adjust with all of your responsibilities that you may have at this time that has come upon you, and definitely more so now. I'm sure I can really really say about 90% of us are adjusting to how we work, and how the kids are adjusting to the ways that they do school, how we are all adjusting to life, but we may need support in just how to balance everything, how to discover a new type of structure, a new type of plan, a new type of procedure, a new type of just a daily routine to kind of help us and to give us that support. And our reason why I mentioned physical and emotional state is because it can get overwhelming. It can get discouraging. It can get frustrating when we have to abruptly change so fast and so quickly, and we don't necessarily have, or we did not have all of the tools in place, or all everything in place to kind of prepare us for this step. And so a lot of us may feel, that we're kind of out of whack, that we're kind of running all around, and then nothing is in order, nothing is in place, or trying to balance from family time to work time to study time to cooking time to social time, to all of that, and just want help and balance, especially as we're getting closer and closer to the holidays. So stay tuned, and we would definitely support you all with that. But just a quick recap on what we discussed on Saturday. Yes, we definitely hit on reflection and acceptance. And I just want to share with you all just a couple of things that was definitely provided. One, when you're dealing with acceptance and rejection, I know for me, one of the main things that I gathered and that I took from both of our speakers and from the LifeWire team is one, accepting who you are comes from a place of understanding God, understanding the Father, understanding how He created you to be. And so when you recognize, or when you take the time to learn who He is, then He will then provide and give you insight, and He will show you His love. He will show you his love that he has for you, and the way that he created you to be. Everything about you, from the inside and who you are, how your heart is, to the outside, to the outwards appearance, and how you look, of course your personality, whether you're introverted or extroverted, or kind of both, depending on the situation, whether whether you're just real outgoing when you meet new people or not, or if you're really closed off, when it comes to personal, your personal things that you go through, and you don't want to just share right away, that's you. If you are a teacher, if you're a counselor, if you're a musician, if you're a coach, if you're a lawyer, your different avenues and how you are and how it fits with your personality. God made it exactly the way that you need to be. And so a lot of times too, we feel that rejection from other people. And yes, we want to be accepted by others. Absolutely. I can even attest to say that I want to be accepted by others. I want to be accepted by my friends, my social groups. I want to engage with them, and in hoping and praying that they accept me just as Shar is, just as I am. A short 5'4", kind of healthy brown skin, mainly introverted individual. But I'm definitely on fire when it comes to my jobs, when it comes to my different duties and responsibilities, and definitely when it comes to praising God. And I want my friends or my family to accept me, as I am. Absolutely. But one of the biggest mistakes, or not necessarily mistakes, but one of the biggest things that we have a hard time in doing, beloved, is a lot of times our rejection, and Pastor Asia said this on Saturday, is when we don't, our rejection towards ourselves. The rejection that we have towards ourselves can actually hurt us a lot more, than if we have experienced rejection, with others. We can definitely be our worst enemy. We can definitely be hard on ourselves. It can definitely take us to a place of isolation. It can take us to a place of isolation. It can take us to a place of depression. It can take us to a place of uh, increased low self-esteem. It can definitely take us to a place of really thinking about, what am I exactly trying to say? It can take us to a place on asking God why. Why did he make me this way? We begin to question ourselves. What is it about me that others don't want to be around me, or others don't invite me to their social places, or why, when I have ideas, when I have ideas and plans, and I present it, they it seems to be shut down. Or when I'm with people, my social groups, my social gatherings, whether family, friends, or church, etc., I'm made fun of, or I'm picked on and stand out, and not in a negative way from their aspect, but just picked on because you're just so different. And then you find yourself being finding yourself being more and more alone, and then you begin to question you begin to think that it's your fault. You begin to question God, saying, why didn't you make me more like them? Or why can't I be more like her? Why can't I be more like him? Etc. And so, beloveds, we can be our very worst enemy. But one of the things that we can do, or one of the tips in which the LifeWire team can provide for you at this moment, this is a religious based organization. And so, one thing for sure is, in order to know who you are, you have to know God. You have to know God for yourself. You have to get to a place in a relationship with him to understand him more, and to understand and get close to the love that he has for you, and why he loves you so much. Why he loves you so much, why he cares for you so much, why are you so very important to him. And then once you build that, once that is your foundation, once you have an understanding, then you start to receive that love, and then his love starts to fill up. It fills up in your heart, it fills up in your mind, it fills up in your spirit, it fills up to the depths of your soul, that even when you don't receive that love or that acceptance from others, there is security, there is strength, there is a foundation that you have because of the love of God and that he has for you. And so that is definitely one of the key major things. Now, wow, yes, Charlize, that is a lot, and it sounds so easy. And yes, it does sound easy. And no, it is not easy to get to right away. With Vernon, one of our other special guests, he shared, after a while, it just got easy to just no longer be who you are, and just settle in and be more like your friends. He started giving in to the smoking and the partying, or not smoking, it might have been drinking. I might have quote that wrong, so please forgive me, but I know it was more along the lines of, he started engaging, and he picked up the characteristics of his circle and who he was hanging out with to feel accepted, or to be accepted. Well, if it appears as though they're rejecting me for how I am, so in order for me to be accepted, I'm just going to act like them. I'm going to be like them. I'm going to do what they do. I'm going to engage in what they engage in. I'm going to watch what they watch. I'm going to listen to what they listen to. I'm going to now become them. And in that process, you lose your identity. You lose your identity in who you are, and who God has called you to be. And then sometimes, what happen is, for some, you'll get to one or two things. One, you'll either get to a place where then you become angry, you'll become frustrated, you'll become irritated with yourself. You can become, hateful even more towards yourself, that when you look into a mirror, when you see your reflection, when you see on how you look, you don't even recognize who you are. And so a lot of us can either go to that shift, and then when we realize, when we're at that place that we don't like, then we start to go the opposite direction. We start to realize, like, hey, this is not what I want to be. Hey, this is not who I want to be. These are not the things that I want to engage in. These are not the activities that I want to function in. Obviously, this isn't the group for me, or the social group for me, because if they don't accept me for who I am, if they don't receive me for who I am, and I have to change and be more like them in order for them to have me, in order for me to be in their presence, then that's not the group for me. And so for some, we realize that, and then we get back to the place of rediscovering who we are. And that takes time, people. It takes a process. It takes you speaking life over yourself. It takes you speaking positive things over yourself. I am enough. I am more than a conqueror. I love myself. God loves me, and so I will love me. Just speaking those things day after day, all the time. And then we have the other group of people, for some of you, who go down that path. You become like everyone else around you. You lose your identity because you want to be accepted. You no longer want to be rejected or pushed to the side. Or a few of my clients will say, I feel like I'm just I'm just here. I'm just here. And then I'm balled up like a piece of paper, and I just been thrown away. And don't nobody want anybody who's wrinkled. Don't nobody want to hang out, with this person now that I'm wrinkled. But I'm so hurt from what from the rejection and the lack of acceptance that people around me has shown me, that now this is where you get into the isolation. This is where you get to the depression. This is where you get to um uh not accepting yourself for who you are, where then you can't stand yourself. And if you know anybody who appears to be in that state, please reach out to them, talk to them, ask them, how what can I do to help? I want to support you. I want to be here for you. I don't want you to feel alone. I don't want you to feel by yourself. You are loved. I accept you for who you are. If it's not enough, let us reach out to someone or resources who can help provide that additional support that you need. Because honestly, beloveds, I'm a counselor, so it that does lead to suicide. That does lead to people wanting to end their lives because people don't accept others as they are, in a whole lot of in different ways. Of course, from the worldly perception, we have homosexuality, and it is devastating. It is devastating, that um that when people do come out, the responses that they get, and I'm not saying I agree with the lifestyle, because I don't agree with the lifestyle. However, I do know people who are a part of that lifestyle, and I still enjoy their personality. I still enjoy being with them. I still appreciate them for who they are, and I just pray for them. I just pray for them. I just ask God to just continue to be with them, and that God really shows himself to them, and that in their process, that God leads them back to them, and that their relationship with him will grow and will mature. And that's just me. People may agree with that or not, but it's okay. It's okay if you don't agree with me or not. We're all different. We all have different perspectives. We all have different things that we believe in, for sure, absolutely. But I say that to say, that, beloveds, be careful really on how you just treat others. And most importantly, be careful on how you treat yourself. You are valued. You are important. No, you're not perfect. You are not perfect, but you are making progress to be a better you. And honestly, only you can determine how you want to be. Only you can make up in your mind that, I want to be a better me. And so you begin working on yourself to be a better you, because you choose to, not because you're doing it for others, not because you're doing it for your family, not because you're doing it for your social groups, not because you're doing it for your church families, not because you're doing it for your job. If you want to change who you are, if you want to grow and mature and expand and blossom, you do it because you made that choice. It's because you see your flawed areas or challenge areas, and you may not really like them. And so you begin to work on them. You begin to work on them for you because you desire to. And so with that, another thing that we kind of touch based on is, beloveds, unfortunately, Unfortunately, regardless on how good of a person you think you are, how nice of a person you think you are, how loving of a person you think you are, how helpful of a person you think you are, how loyal as a person you may look at yourself and think, man, I have all these great qualities. I have all these great characteristics. And in my eyes, I would want to be friends with myself because I am a good person. People, you may say, like, I never intentionally want to hurt anybody. I never intentionally want to backstab anybody. I never intentionally want to push people aside. I accept people for who they are. I love people for who they are. Whenever they would need me, I would be there. I will be there for them. But it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. It's unfortunately that as good as a person you think you are, as good as a person as you feel that you are towards others, it still remains that not everybody will like you. It still remains that not everybody will accept you. It still remains that not everybody will receive you just as you are. And yes, that's painful. And yes, it's hurtful. And yes, it causes um it causes those days where you may start to think like, well, then forget it. I'm tired of being the nice one. I know I don't do anything wrong. You know what? They don't like me no way. They don't want to be around me no way. I'm just going to stay away, period. Like, who cares? Nobody's going to notice me no way. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if I cry myself to sleep because I'm lonely. Nobody cares that even when I am in the room, there is no response. Nobody cares, and then you start to think that way. You start to feel that way. And those are the negative thoughts. Those where the negative thoughts come in. That's when the enemy starts to play with your mind. He starts to play with your mind like a playground to make you feel as though you are not enough. So what we have to do is, we have to get a place in understanding, like, there's billions of people in the world. And although there's billions of people in the world, a lot of those people will not like you. But there are many that do. There are many that will. There are many that um that, man, when you come into the room, they enjoy being around you. They appreciate how you are. They appreciate how enthusiastic, how hardworking, how loving, how caring, how you jump around when when no one's watching, or they love your personality. They love you for who you are. When they see you, you brighten up their day. And so it is those people that, honestly, although they may not tell you all the time, if they tell you at all, you may not be aware, but somebody's always watching. And somebody always cannot look forward into being in your presence. I get that a lot at my church home, Victory Apostolic Church. We are well over maybe 4,500 members. 4,500 members. And no, I do not know, unfortunately, all 4,500 members. I don't know. I don't know them. But majority, if not all of them, know who I am. They know who I am, because I sing every week. I sing every week, or I'm doing something. I'm doing something that's in the forefront. And I get people who will stop me all the time. Man, I just love to see you worship God. You encourage me to do better. I love how you jump around on stage, like David, where you just dance. You just dance and praise and worship, and you just don't care what anybody else says or thinks. You are just completely you. I love your personality. You always have a smile on your face. You always look happy when you talk to me. You greet me with kindness. Don't change. Don't change. Don't change. Don't change. I appreciate who you are. And yes, that makes me feel better. That makes me feel better because you know, a lot of times, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I be up there moving, jumping around, singing, having my good old time with me and the Father, and it does seem like they just be just staring at me like, like they just be looking at me like, child, what this girl up here doing? And especially now that I'm pregnant. I'm like, y'all thought because I was pregnant, I was just gonna stop giving God praise. Absolutely not. I've been praying for my beautiful baby girl. Me and my husband both. We've been praying for children. But I said that to say that, you know, in the times where I thought I was being rejected because of my personality, in my eyes and maybe the eyes of others, I'm also being accepted. I'm being accepted for who I am by others. And it's encouraging and it's inspiring to other people. And so the reason I brought that up is because who you are and the walk, your walk in life, somebody is always watching. Somebody is always watching you. And there's someone eventually God will allow you to meet, and multiple people who needs you exactly the way that you are. And if you change yourself to become somebody that you're not, you won't have those moments. Those people won't be able to receive, what God has instilled in you, for you to the work that you have to do, because you're so focused on trying to be what others or what you think others want you to be, that you miss out on those moments and those opportunities of people telling you how much they appreciate you just being who you are. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not a easy process. Especially like I believe it was Micaiah, one of my LifeWire teammates. Micaiah, yes, premature rejection. You know how it may start. It starts from the womb. When that mother or that parent, or the parents rejected their child. And then growing up, into the to the pre-adolescence and the adolescence. And if you just had a hard time, if you had a hard time making friends throughout your life, if you had a hard time building friendships and keeping friendships and having that lifelong friendships, if you are that individual, where it started with you from the womb, one, I am very sorry that you experienced something like that. I'm sorry that you had to go through something like that. And I can honestly say that I can relate to you, as a military brat, a military dependent. My father traveled a lot. We always moved a lot. We moved so much. I tell people all the time, I might have been at, yeah, about 14, 13 different schools by the time I hit high school. By the time I hit high school, I've been in like 13 different schools in like 4 or 5 different states. So I don't have that experience, or I don't really know what it's like to have that lifelong childhood friend, that I grew up with, and we were playmates since preschool, putting sand in each other's hairs and stuff like that. No, I don't have that. I don't have that experience. So I can definitely relate. And I can definitely understand. But one thing for sure is that God will send you. God will send you friends. He will send you a circle. He will send you family, who will be close to you. And my mom would tell me, usually you have like this many of like true friends. About 5. About in your lifetime, you'll probably have like 5 real true friends, and everybody else is kind of like, maybe associates, or people that you see depending on which group you hang out with. But beloveds, no matter what, don't change you for nobody. And again, you are your worst enemy. So some tips and some coping skills that I can definitely provide for you and to you is: one, if you're just having that rough day, where you're just having that rough day, one, it's okay. It's okay for you to have those days and those moments where you just want to be by yourself. You want to just take it in. You just want to cry. You just want to process it. You just want to be to yourself. It's okay if you want to take a few hours, a day or two to process that, to let it out, um, and get to a place of not necessarily peace, but get to a place where you're okay to then be open and willing then to share your feelings with someone that you trust, with someone that you know and how you feel. That is one thing that I will say, until you get to that place, to that point where you can share with a friend or with a family member and how you feel. Another thing too for certain is establish and build a relationship with the Father. Establish and build a relationship with the Father. Once you have a better understanding of the strong unconditional love that he has for you, just as you are, then the more you start to see yourself in his eyes and how he sees you. And then you start to accept yourself for who you are. You start to receive who you are. You believe it. You think it, you know it. You know it, that how God created me was not a mistake. It was not a mistake. Regardless on others shutting me out, regardless on others passing you by, regardless on if others don't always want to be with you, regardless on when you bring plans and ideas that they rejected it right away, regardless of that, for sure, without a doubt, nothing in this world can change your mind, because you have the foundation and the love of God already in you, and you know for sure that you have a purpose. You have a purpose. And the only way you can fulfill that purpose is for you to be who you are in God and be who God has called you to be who God says you are. And so that requires relationship, that requires reading your word, that requires speaking those things over your life, over yourself, and repeatedly over and over and over again. But just as you're speaking those positive things, you have to watch what you say, and not allow the negative things to be spoken. So be mindful of what you listen to, what you watch, and things like that. Depressive, sad movies, about people who are lost, and because then once whatever you start to feed into your portals, what I mean, like your eyes, your ears, like what you start feeding into your portals now has access to your heart, and now has access to your heart, and then it reaches down to the depths of your spirit and your soul, and now it is rooted in it. It's like a flower. It's now a seed that has now been planted and is now rooted. And the more you watch and the more you listen to all the negative things, the more you feed upon that seed, and then that seed grows. So yes, absolutely, definitely. And three, awareness. Once you are aware of, like, man, hey, I at this point in time, I am struggling with acceptance right now. I'm struggling with feeling accepted. Once you are aware, understand, get to a place where you understand, okay, why? Get to the root of it. Why do I feel this way? Why am I having a hard time with this? And it's okay if you don't have all the answers or all the solutions right away. It's okay if you can't figure it all out by yourself. That's why you can get extra support, extra resources, either from a mentor, a very close friend, a very close family member, a counselor, etc. You can get those things to support yourself. There is nothing wrong with getting support. There is nothing wrong with getting help. There's nothing wrong with having someone right there with you as you're processing some of the challenges in your life. That doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you less of a person. That doesn't make you, overall just weak minded. It does not. It makes you strong, that you are aware of your limitations, and you are aware on where you are. And then you reach out to somebody, or to a support group or a support system, to then build you up, to that place. And then you'll be better suited and stronger, to then support yourself, and then you can be out on your own. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then accept the fact too that, one, unfortunately, not everybody's going to like you. Unfortunately, you may not be invited, you may not be welcomed, you may not be welcome for who you are, for how you are, um by everybody, even people in your family, even people in your social groups, even people in church. Understand that you won't be, but there are people out there who will, and there are people out there who want to. There are people out there who desires to, because they appreciate you for you. And so that is what you change this. That's when you start to change your lens and you start to focus on that. And so we definitely hope that all these things have been helpful for you all, as we dealt with rejection, as we dealt with acceptance, as we dealt with reflection. Those are definitely a mouthful. They probably, each one of them probably needed their own month, to be honest. But me and the LifeWire team will probably get back around it, because it is something heavy. It is something that people deal with. It is something people have dealt with, and so we want to be a help and support, but there's so much more in store for you guys. And again, you can catch the replay from Saturday's event. It was a lot of great information that was given. And so if you can, on your downtime, please tune into that. Next month we will be starting on a new topic, on a new focus, that is balancing. And so I just pray. I pray for all of you who have experienced rejection, or have experienced it, or are experiencing it now. I pray that right now, in the name of Jesus, that God will get you to a place of acceptance, where you accept who you are, how you are, that you experience his love for you like never before, that even in those moments where there has been rejection, that you don't give into it, that you don't fall into it, that you don't feed into it, that you don't welcome it, and allow it to sit root within yourself, and you start to lose your identity. So I pray right now that all of you who have experienced that, who have hurt from those past experiences, and that you're still hurt from, even from childhood, that you will be healed, that you will be totally and completely healed, and that you will then begin a healing process, so that you can be a better you. Because, beloved, we need you. We need you just as you are. We need you to be who God created you to be, because nobody else can do it. Nobody else can do it. There will be another you. Not even your children, not your parents, not any kin, none whatsoever. They are not you. Even twins and triplets, like they are still their own individual person, although they may look alike on the outside, but who you are on the inside, who they are on the inside, is different. And so, if you guys have any questions, of course, you can leave them in the comments below, and myself and the LifeWire team, we will get back with you, for sure. If not, you can always email us. You'll see the email on the screen here. You can email us if you have any questions. I do want to share that our founder, Psalmist Rain, is having an event on October 3rd. And so we are definitely praying for her, and we're definitely excited. All of the entities have exciting things coming up as we're coming towards the holiday season. So stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. And I will see you all next Monday. I pray you all have a blessed, wonderful, successful, stressless day. And we come against anything and everything that may have you start doubting yourself and who you are. And I come against that identity crisis and you not knowing who you are in God. I come against that you feeling lonely and depressed and sad because you're feeling rejected by family or friends. I pray that God right now will surround you and bring to you very close, true people who will now be in your circle, who will accept you for you, who will love you for you, who will push you to be a better you, not change you, but push you to be a better you, and who will accept you. But most importantly, I pray for you. I pray for you that you get to a place that you accept yourself, no matter what anybody else says, no matter what anybody else does, that you accept you for who you are. And of course, that can only be truly established once you discover who you are in God. So take care. Take care. I love you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you next Monday. God bless.
Hi, my name is LaJoy Mitchell, and I am a member of Refresh Global. I am so excited. I was led to learn more about Refresh Global about a year and a half ago. My life has not been the same, and I've seen tremendous growth in me. So the mission is correct. Through one encounter at a time, the world is refreshed. I am a testament of that. I've seen such growth in me, in my learning, but also hunger for more of the Word of God, but then also hunger as it relates to understanding kingdom solutions and that I am a solution in this earth and I can understand at a deeper level my purpose to help and do that. And Refresh Global has provided me that opportunity to help be a solution through the music ministry, music and arts ministry, I'm able to help with, also through LifeWire and learning the behind the scenes pieces with that. There's so many things that Refresh stands for that has impacted my life in tremendous ways. And the beauty of that is there are seeds that are planted that I know will come into fruition even years to come beyond my servitude and being a part of this team. And that is better than any other education I could think of being able to receive that I have received. The opportunity and knowing my purpose, my plan, that God has for my life and being able to serve and give that out and understand what true kingdom solutions are and how we can continue to cultivate those and see more encounters happen all across the world. So the impact is huge on my life. So I encourage you to learn more about Refresh Global. If you don't know about who we are as a nonprofit organization, check out our website, learn more through this Refreshathon. But my life has not been the same. I continue to grow, and I'm so excited to see where I'm going. And I'm excited to see where you're going as you learn more about Refresh Global.